Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thundertron podcast. So today I'm discussing and giving my thoughts on several brand new Transformers Legacy Year 3 listings. Keep in mind, pretty much all these listings or all these figures will most likely come out in 2024. Also, we really do not know the kind of layout or schedule in which these figures will be coming. Of course, some of these figures could be in Legacy, Year 3, Wave 1, 2, 3, or 4, or beyond. Some of them could be exclusives. We really do not know how these will be actually released or revealed yet. There's actually quite a bit to talk about. This actually might be one of the longer segments on my Thundertron podcast. Also, there is actually a ton of listings for Studio Series, which I will be discussing in a separate segment, because if I tried to discuss all these listings in one video, it would be like an hour long. So of course, please leave all your thoughts on these listings in the comment section below. I really do hope you enjoyed this segment, so let's now get into it. So I'm actually going to start off with the Walmart capsule of 2024. So of course, every year, they do some sort of a Walmart exclusive line. Like this year it was the Toxitron collection. Last year it was the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. This year it's actually pretty exciting. If you do know my channel name, of course, Thundertron Reviews and Podcasts, I think you probably know why I'm going to be pretty excited about this, but this is actually going to be the Star Seekers sort of exclusive Walmart line, which if you don't know, Thundertron is a Star Seeker. I'm pretty sure he's actually supposed to be like the leader of the Star Seekers. That is his faction. So this is so exciting for me, and apparently we're actually supposed to be getting two Thundertron figures for 2024, and I'll get into more detail of which two figures, and my thoughts about them in just a sec. But starting off with this capsule, we actually do have one actually unlisted. Most of these do have names, but one of them is just Deluxe 1, so we really do not know. It's going to be some Deluxe, we really do not know yet. We also do have Deluxe Road Pig, which I think is supposed to be maybe possibly using the Transformers Prime Universe RC. Some people have also guessed that they might be using the Crash Bar mold, which I think is actually a very high possibility, because if you don't know, there's actually supposed to be a Junkion Combiner, and we do have, Trashmaster. He's going to be kind of the base or body, and we also do have Axle Grease and also Scrap Hook. Those are going to form the legs, and of course Crash Bar, he's going to form one of the arms. So we still do have to have one more Junkion to form that other arm. So Road Pig here could actually form that other arm, so there is one missing, so that is a possibility. We also do have a Lockdown, which, speaking of course of Axle Grease, that is most likely going to be using the Axle Grease mold, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think there probably will have to be quite a bit of new tooling with that figure, most likely a brand new Haskell, possibly some new accessories, maybe even some new pieces on the chest, maybe the arms. I think probably most likely most of the alt mode will pretty much stay the same, of course, just a deco change, which I actually do quite like the Axle Grease or kind of Scrap Hook mold. Unfortunately, I've actually had several QC problems on pretty much all of them except Scrap Hook. Unfortunately, with Axle Grease and also the toe line, both of those other repaints of Scrap Hook, they've had some QC problems with the joint tightness, so hopefully that is not stay the same with Lockdown here. We also do have Filch, I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. So we really don't know exactly from what continuity or what show this is supposed to be coming from. Some people actually guessed it's coming from the Robots in Disguise 2015 series. And just kind of a short, bio or description of that character. She only appeared I think once or twice in that series. And she liked to steal stuff because she was like a crow, she liked shiny things. So a lot of people are actually thinking this is going to be using the Kingdom Air Razor mold, which I think would be a pretty good idea. I think that would definitely work. They could also maybe use the Studio Series Rise the Beast Air Razor, which is also, of course, using the Kingdom Air Razor mold, just with some new pieces. So probably one of those variations or versions of that mold will probably be for Filch, but we'll have to have some new tooling because the entire color scheme is completely different from those characters. It's mostly black and purple for Filch. Her Haskell will have to be different, probably some brand new accessories. And also, I do think they actually have quite a bit of creative freedom with this character, because if you don't know, in the series, I think there was a few card games and stuff on these 2015 characters, but in the series, it's been a while since I've seen it, but in the series for Filch, we never really saw her robot mode in full. We really only saw a shadow and a glimpse of it, so they could do some pretty creative stuff. They could really kind of do whatever they want for this character. All it really has to do is transform into that bird or that crow. We also do have Ferric, which I'm actually very unfamiliar with, so if you do have a bit of information with that character, please leave it in the comment section below. All I know is where on the street is, I'm pretty sure from past, iterations and appearances with the figures and the comic books, it's always been a kind of direct repaint of Cyclonus, so most likely they're going to be taking that Kingdom Cyclonus mold, and of course just repainting it. I don't even think it'll have a brand new head sculpt, because from pictures I've seen of art and figures, it's always been pretty much the exact same thing, even the head sculpt. I'm pretty sure he also was supposed to typically come with a Minicon or a Target Master, so maybe they could actually throw in a Target Master. Typically, unfortunately though, Hasbro doesn't actually like to add in, other figures or little extra things to characters. It's very rare when they actually do that, but I would actually be fully for that. I think that would be absolutely awesome if they did. Do keep in mind, if they did include that Minicon, it probably would increase the price, which again, they typically don't do for figures like these. They really only do that for like Hasbro Pulse, maybe sometimes Amazon exclusives, but what do you know, maybe we'll be surprised. And for the final one, it is the Star Seekers leader, Thundertron. So this just makes me so happy in so many ways. I'm really looking forward to all those other figures. Again, a few of them I don't know, all about. And there's also one that's completely unnamed, so we kind of yet to know what that character is. But we have a leader, Thundertron, which just makes me so happy in just so many ways. I'm assuming most likely this will be a repaint, retool of a pre-existing figure, because this is a Walmart exclusive line, and just speaking from experiences from the Toxitron collection to the Velocitron collection, there's never been a brand new figure. Of course, there was a few situations like Override and Cosmos where there was brand new figures, but it's very rare. Also, this is a leader. I do know there's quite a few people guessing they're actually going to be taking the Tigerhawk figure, because I'm pretty sure the first wave of 2024 for Legacy Year 3 is supposed to be the leader Tigerhawk from Beast Wars, which I'm all for. I'm really looking forward to that. And a lot of people are thinking they're actually going to take that mold and repaint it or retool it into a Thundertron, which I think is perfectly fine. I think that's a really good idea. They both had very animal-like qualities. They both did turn into somewhat of a lion/tiger, which I think is pretty cool. I definitely think they'll actually have to be quite a bit of new tooling, because, in the Beast Wars series, Tigerhawk actually transformed into some sort of kind of flying tiger, and he actually did have wings, so they'll probably have to remove those, because Thundertron never really had wings. And also, of course, there'll have to be a brand new head sculpt, most likely some brand new accessories. So if they are using that Tigerhawk mold, which I'm perfectly fine with, there probably will have to be quite a bit of new pieces, which is actually really good to see, because typically people do actually kind of look down on Walmart exclusive lines as just repaints, but for a leader class figure to actually have quite a bit of new pieces, that'd be really good to see. Also, even if there's not a lot of new pieces for this figure, I probably will buy anyway, because it's a Thundertron figure. I'm going to love it either way. I'm assuming also, because there is also supposed to be a Voyager Thundertron in that Wave 1, of course, alongside that, leader Tigerhawk. I'm assuming that is going to be the brand new mold. I know there has been some talk about that one being a repaint retool of Leo Prime, or, Nemesis Leo, which I really hope isn't the case. I really do hope at least one of these two new Thundertron figures, whether it's the leader one or the Voyager one, I just hope either way one of them is brand new. I do know probably very, very unlikely that we're going to get two brand new Thundertron figures, one leader and one Voyager, but for one, either the Voyager leader to be a brand new mold, I would actually really like to see that. I'm thinking probably leaning towards the Voyager, because that is mainline, and typically, again, as I said, they don't really do brand new figures for Walmart exclusive lines, or really any exclusive for that matter. So that is pretty much it for the entire capsule. Overall, looking very solid so far. Of course, we have no images, just names. And again, as I said before, one of the deluxes doesn't even have a name. It's just Deluxe 1. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. Also, of course, most likely there will be quite a few more figures, because if you're just looking, at past experiences like the Toxitron collection, there was actually two leaders. There was the Toxitron itself and Grimlock, and there was quite a few deluxes. I think there was maybe like a total of like 8 or 9 figures. I never counted, but it was quite a few. I actually still have not gotten Grimlock yet. He's coming very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that review. But there's quite a few figures a part of this Walmart exclusive line this year, so I think there probably might be, a couple more, maybe another leader, maybe another Voyager, because there is actually only one Voyager a part of this assortment so far, the Ferrex, so maybe we'll get another Voyager possibly. But moving on to the actual, mainline Legacy Year 3 figures. Again, I don't know all about these characters, so you might have to kind of let me know in the comments. Most of them I do, but the first one is actually a core class Energon Galvatron, which I think is really cool to see. I think this is actually going to be our very first figure from the Energon series, which I actually did quite like the Energon designs. I do not like the Energon series, which, it's kind of just a matter of opinion, but yeah, I'm all for it. I do hope this means maybe we'll get some Energon figures in the, full-sized scale, like maybe a Voyager or Leader or Deluxe. I think there actually were a bit of talk on maybe an Energon Starstream quite a while back, but I'm not sure if that was ever actually confirmed or official. I think that was just kind of a rumor. So an Energon Galvatron, I'm thinking most likely they'll take this Energon Galvatron and maybe repaint it into a Megatron maybe. That's always a possibility. Another core class figure is the core class Rock 2, which they typically do with these early listings, abbreviate and kind of disguise their names. So some of these characters or some of these listings will have, actual names like the Megatron, and some of them will have disguised names like this Rock one. So quite a few people, myself included, are assuming these kind of Rock type characters will be will most likely be the sort of gimmick of this line, Legacy Evolution has been the Evo Fusion gimmick and the Junkions. Legacy Wave 1 was the Energon infused weapons, so most likely this will be some sort of gimmick-based figure. I think it'll still be probably modular-based, but I don't think it's going to be, another Junkion. I think it'll be another figure that can separate into separate pieces, but we'll have to wait and see what that's going to be. And there has been actually quite a few listings of these Rock characters, not only in the core class scale. There's actually been some in the Voyager, Deluxe, and I think maybe even Leader scale, so I'm really interested to see what the gimmick is and what the figures are going to be, because we don't even know what the figures are going to be. We also don't even know what the gimmick is going to be. We also do have a Deluxe Slipstream, which I'm pretty sure is a Seeker. Quite a few people are thinking it's going to be, I think, the Cyberverse design, I'm pretty sure. I think they're going to be taking the Windblade, because there's also supposed to be a Windblade figure in that Wave 1 of Legacy Year 3. They're thinking they're probably going to take that figure and repaint it into Slipstream, because they've actually done that in the past. There's also supposed to be a Sideburn, which quite a few people kind of already knew they were going to do that when they actually first made Shadow Striker. So they're probably going to just take that Shadow Striker figure, repaint it, slightly retool it into Cyburn, which I probably will pick up. I wouldn't say is definitely a must-buy for some people, because truth be told, Shadow Striker is really just an okay deluxe. Definitely not a great deluxe, really just an okay figure. So most likely all my problems with the first one with Shadow Striker will probably stay the same with this figure, but maybe if I really like the deco, I'll give it a chance. We also do have Quake, which I'm actually not very familiar with, so if you have a bit of information on that character, please do let me know in the comments. We also do have a Voyager, that being the Animated Universe Motor Master, which I think is really, really cool. So a bit of history from what I've heard, they actually did make an animated Motor Master before, when the actual animated series was going on, but it was actually just a repaint, retool of the animated the animated Optimus Prime. So probably because we are supposed to be getting, I think, a Voyager or Leader Optimus Prime from the animated series, most likely this Motor Master will just be a repaint of that Optimus Prime figure with probably maybe a new head sculpt and maybe some new accessories. I'm pretty sure actually the very first one they made was like a BotCon exclusive or some convention exclusive, so this is actually really good. If you maybe missed out on that BotCon exclusive figure, you now actually have a chance to get it in the mainline, which is really cool to see. And now for one final figure, we actually do have just a package refresh. It's a Metal Hawk, so if you did miss out on that figure the first time from Legacy Evolution, you have another chance to get it this time around. And I think that is pretty much it for all the listings. Again, some of the characters I don't know about fully, but maybe once I get them in hand, I'll learn a bit more. But please do let me know what you think of all these listings in the comment section down below. I do hope you enjoyed the segment. Also, do keep in mind, most of these listings will probably be very spread out, because we actually do have already kind of a lineup of the first wave of Legacy Year 3, so that's probably going to come, early 2024. Most of these will probably be, mid 2024, March and June, the summer area of 2024. So we might have to wait a little while for these figures, but it's still pretty cool to know what's coming soon, to get excited and anticipated for those figures. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.